All right, come to a comfortable seated position. Anywhere, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are. And think about letting your sit bones settle and soften and see if you can feel them on your mat or wherever you are. And from there, nice, wide, grounded pelvis, relaxed legs. And let's stack up. Take the attention up the spine, all the way up. So lower back, sides of the body, belly, mid back, chest, upper back, shoulders into your neck, and lengthening. Lengthening, taking the crown of your head. And then take your attention to your breath. So let's focus on the breath a little here. To start with, just noticing how you're breathing. How have you been breathing this morning, today? What's been happening for you? And if you feel like you need to just have a little bit of a wiggle to make sure that you are completely centered, comfortable, then do that as well while you're focusing on the breath. And I invite you to breathe in through your nostrils for your practice today. So just nasal breath, in breath through the nostrils, out breath, either through the nostrils or the mouth. And starting to manipulate the breath, control the breath a little. Inhaling long and slow, and exhale even longer and even slower. So really deepening and slowing down the breath, bringing the consciousness to the breath, making your breath your entire focus right now. That's your primary focus, and secondary to that is an awareness of how you are in your body, how you're sitting, where you're holding on to muscles that hold on to relax. But primary focus, the breath. And when you find in your practice that your mind starts to wander, to go and engage with things off the mat, things just pop into your head, don't they? So when that happens, just bringing yourself back, just gently drawing yourself back with kindness, not sort of going, oh, why are you thinking about that? Just coming back to, oh, hang on, let's just bring back to the breath. Let's bring back to awareness of the body, to being right here, right now. We'll start to move a little with the breath. So we're going to move into the head and neck first. So on your next out breath, taking your chin to your chest. And then when you need to move in again, lifting your chin, coming just to center, just back to neutral. And then on the next out breath, so let's do that 4 or 5 times. And as you come up with that in breath, start to expand your chest and lengthen through the front of your body. When you fold forward, keeping your spine long, so it's just the head and neck that's moving, not rolling, not curling. Taking huge sips of air, and then as you exhale, squeezing, 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 squeezing. And noticing in your back whether you're feeling that down your spine on one side more than the other, or equally, or not at all. To keep that lovely motion going. And then come back to center. So we'll do the same thing with in and out breath, and this time we're going to be taking the back of the head to the top of the back. And at that last point where you can't take your head back any further, send your chin up towards the ceiling and hold there. And then when you need to, you start to move again. So we're going to be inhaling. So we're opening the chest up, lifting the chin up, and then on full, sending your chin up towards the ceiling. And then as you need to exhale, you're coming back down. Again, just to neutral. And when you come back to that neutral position with your head and with your breath, and that last little bits of out breath, just take your attention to your lower back and your mid back and make sure that you're not curled and you've straightened your back out and you can feel your sit bones. So the last bit of that is feeling and relaxing all the muscles. So if you haven't started already, let's do it together. So we're inhaling the chin up. Settling, feeling the lower back, allowing the hips to settle, and then on that next in breath, widening the chest, breathing into the sides of your body, chin up towards the ceiling, and then when you're ready, coming back. Bones, then back up again. Expanding the chest, the sides of the body, making sure that you're not raising your shoulders, chin to the ceiling, and then exhaling. Go at your own pace for this next round and make it as long and as slow as you can. Relax your shoulders, soften through your shoulder blades. Well done. And then when you're ready, coming back to neutral, and we're just going to do a nice big right ear to right shoulder. Not with the breath, just keep breathing. Should be perfectly aerated by now. So big stretch, and then maybe even take that left hand away, stretch the left hand away. Make it quite a deep stretch. Now don't go fast into this stretch because it's quite, can't think of the word. Let's go with deep. It's quite a deep one. Don't push it too much. Just go gently into there. You will definitely. And thinking about keeping your torso steady and level, thinking about the pressure on your sit bones and trying to keep them level. So you're not lifting your body over, it's just the head. And then relax off the tension in your arm. And then bring your head back to neutral. You might feel that you're much longer now on the left side of the body than the right. So let's remedy that by going slowly over to the left. Feel the weight of your head, trying to keep your torso level and steady, and then let's send that right arm away to intensify the stretch. And if you push the heel of your hand down, you might even get that stretch into your elbow, into your forearm, maybe even into your upper arm. Just notice where you're feeling. First practice of the day is always sort of like greeting old friends, like, oh, hello muscle, oh, hello elbow. So kind of joyful bringing together of your mind, body, and the spirit, and then easing off with the arm, and then coming back up. And let's turn the head now. So turn your chin over to your right shoulder. Big turn. So leaving your shoulders where they were, so they'll want to turn too, but leave them out of this turn party and looking around to the right as far as you can. Remember to breathe. And then coming back to center and all the way around to the left. And again, watch out for those shoulders moving, keep your head level. So notice where your gaze is. And then looking around behind you. And you might not want to do this in a crowded office, but certainly if you're sitting at your desk, every now and again, just having a good stretch. And think about how far down that stretch goes, right into the top of your chest and the top of your back, to your shoulders, and then easing off really slowly, coming back nice and slow. Well done. Take your hands out to the sides, down to the floor, touch the floor, and then we're going to inhale up. And exhale out. Inhale, fingers as far away from each other as you can get them, arms as long as you can get them, and then pushing the air down, arms facing downwards, lifting the air up. And one more. Well, that's stretching your arms. So let's do another one. Inhale up. And exhale down again. Taking your hands over to the right. So maybe right hand to left knee, left hand out behind you. Nice big twist. Turning around behind you, more stretching into the neck. And also into the ribs and into the side of your body. Taking all the stretches and the movement just down a little lower. And then release very slowly off. Don't ping out of that one. Just come out gently. And then left hand to right knee. Open your shoulders out. Take that right hand high behind you and then drop it down. So we keep that nice openness in the shoulders, in the chest. And when you've got your hands into position and you've got that nice kind of hold with your hands, you can lift the sternum a little more and see if you've got a bit more twist. And then around, again, more stretching into the neck. Remember to breathe, a little constricted here. And release, head first, then hands. Oh, that's it. Well done. So let's move out of our seated position and come into tabletop. So bring yourself into your tabletop. And remember, if you need a little extra padding underneath your knees, double fold your mat. I prefer that if your mat is up for it, because then at least you know that it's exactly the same height for the right and the left. If you put a blanket underneath, you've just got to make sure that you haven't got a lumpy bit under one leg. We're always looking to keep the right side and the left side balanced. So we need to start off with equal foundations on each side. So here we go, nice tabletop position. And we're going to come into, actually, I was going to take us straight into bird dog, but we're going to come into cat cow first. And let's warm the spine up. So belly down, head up, hips up. And you know with this that you can go as deep as you like, or you can keep it a little lighter. So coming now into cat, mid back up towards the ceiling. If you have got mid back issues or lower back issues or upper back issues for that matter, or you want to strengthen your core, this is a great place to start. Coming down, even if you're going to the gym to work on weights or machines, or the weights machine, same thing. Starting off with a bit of cat and cow can be very helpful. Just wake everything up. Right, go at your own pace. We exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Belly down and then exhale. Belly in, tucked up nice and tight. Waking up those core muscles, making them move, making them active. And when you come into your cat pose, think about taking your shoulder blades away from each other. And when you come into cow, think about sliding them down your back. And coming into neutral now, nice neutral spine. If you need to ease off a little, coming back into balasana, just taking that pressure off your kneecaps. Lengthen through your body, so come up onto your fingertips. Hands are still on the floor. Take your torso as far away from your thighs as you can, and then slowly placing it down. So long in the front of the body. Keep your front body very, very long, and then lower it down. And then spread your arms out in front of you, taking your forehead down towards the mat. And here you can check how far away your hips have come from your heels. And if you want to ease off that stretch in the body and allow your hips to come closer to your heels, you can do that now. Think about opening up under your arms here. So stretching your arms as much as possible away from you, getting that nice big stretch under each arm. You'll feel that in the tops of your shoulders and the tops of your arms, perhaps. For most of us, those are quite big, strong muscles in the tops of your arms, as we use them a lot. So quite nice to give them a big stretch here. And coming up, looking forward, coming back into that tabletop position. And we're going to be lifting off the right arm and the left leg. Hold on just a moment though. Set yourself up so that you feel like you have your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders, and that your spine is long and you're strong, head and neck sort of in line with your spine. And here your challenge for today is see if you can lift that right arm off, and let's do that together without moving your ribs. So engage your belly and then moving that right arm out. So no shifting of the ribs right to left, left to right, and not letting the right side of your rib cage dip down. So you've just got that right arm out, and you'll probably feel that same bunch of muscle on top of your upper arm complaining. Notice what's happening in your hips as well, trying to keep them level. Well done. It looks like nothing, doesn't it? It looks so deceptively simple and easy, this asana. And then let's take that right arm back down again. Popping your right hand down, taking your weight into the right hand. Noticing how everything changes in your torso as the muscles are allowed to relax. And then taking your weight into the right hand, setting yourself up so that you're not going to move your torso, and then sliding the left arm forward. So reaching forward, noticing what's happening in your hips, the change in pressure in your knees, your kneecaps. Push the floor away with your right hand so you're not dropping your weight into the shoulder. You're actually keeping that shoulder nice and dynamic and active. And reaching forward, breathing, not holding your breath. Stretch forward, open up that left elbow. And let's bring that left arm back. Well done. Should we have a little bit of a rest? Take your big toes together, take your knees out to the side, and take them as wide as you can, sending your body back, sliding your arms forward, and then look forward so the back of your head touches the top of your back before then curling round and allowing your forehead to come down to the mat. A nice opening up under the arms, big compression in the groin, belly completely relaxed and at ease, and hopefully some softness in your back. If this is too much and it feels uncomfortable, you can bring your knees together or make adjustments to find a relaxing balasana, child pose or pose of humility. So we're going to be adding on to our bird dog and completing it. So looking forward now, coming back up, back into that tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Let's take a breath here. So in through nostrils. Widen your shoulders, out through your mouth. And again, much more challenging this time because we're going to take the right arm off and the leg arm, and the left leg off. Don't know what a leg arm is. And this time again, just noticing if you can keep your core stable. That's where the challenge is here. So are you ready? Let's go. Let's take the right arm off and the left leg off. That nice stable core. Is your left hip lifted? If it is, try and bring it in line with your right hip. Have you sunk in your lower back? Pull your belly button into your spine. That will help with that. Reaching forward, opening up under your right arm. Pushing the floor away with your left so that you are strong in that left shoulder. And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Before we go back down, we're going to take the right arm out to the side and take the left leg out to the left side. Challenging the balance a little more and the core, and then slowly coming back to the midline before coming back in. Well done. Take a breath. If you're holding your breath, you'll need a nice big breath here. And then let's set up on the other side. We're not going to have a rest in between, but this is kind of a rest, a talky bit. So setting yourself up, nice strong right arm, push away. Engage your belly gently towards your spine. Lift your pelvic floor, head and neck in line. Your gaze is at the floor just above your hands. And then lifting the left arm and the right leg. Well done. How's that? How are you doing? Reach out in front of you. Reach out behind you. Such a great strength posture. And we're nearly there. Think about leveling the hips, leveling the shoulders, unclenching the jaw, relaxing the face. Remembering to breathe, belly button to spine, still engaging your pelvic floor. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out to the side. Push the floor away with your right hand. Breathe. Back to center, nice and slow. And then coming back in. Well done. We're going to stretch a little here into our balasana. Knees tightly together this time. Lengthen the body over your thighs. Forehead down. And relax your arms. Bring them either side of you. Well done. Nice. Cleansing, healing, easing breath. And then coming up to kneeling. Now, I know kneeling isn't everybody's favorite. Clothes are so old, falling apart. So if kneeling isn't your favorite, don't worry, we're not going to be here for very long. You can come into a cross leg pose. It's just as good. We're just going to open the chest up a little bit and do a bit of a stretch. So take your arms out to the sides. And then we're windmilling over. So right arm's going to come forward, left arm's going to come back. See if you can keep your arms in line. It's quite tempting to bring that right one round as far as it will go. Just keep them in line. So you won't get a big twist, just a little twist. And looking around to the left. So that should get really into your mid-back. And then back to center. And getting into the mid-back on the stretch also means that you are waking up the muscles in your torso that help support that. So again, same movement, but over to the right. Remember to breathe. And coming back. Now that might have all felt, bring your arms down and into Baddha Konasana. So heels together. Moving your legs, waking up those inner thigh muscles, giving yourself a good stretch there. So heels coming in towards you and then lengthening the body. So lift your sternum as high as it will go, as much space as you can get there in the front of your body. Hold onto your feet, that helps as well. And then send your chin forwards, as if you're just trying to pop your chin on the floor as far forward as you can. And we're just looking for that extra in the groin, in the inner thighs. That lovely movement in the hips, in the pelvis. Use your elbows if you want to try and squish your thighs down a little, or maybe out to your calves. Still breathing in and out. And you know how in Paschimottanasana, or west-facing pose, we are kind of like a pair of bellows. We inhale to come away, and we exhale to come forwards. Do that, but in a little sort of micro form. We're not coming all the way back, just tiny little movements where you are. So you're almost at your full extension forward. And with every out breath, sort of trying to find a little more movement, find a little more give, find a little more ease, really, relaxing the muscles. Just holding here for one more round of breath. Coming back up. Well done. Let's bring the knees together. Coming into a downward facing dog. So you'll probably want to come to the side, knees are together, toes are tucked under, hands flat to the floor. So just making sure that you've got a really good connection with the whole of the flat of your hand. So all the way down each finger into the whole of your thumb, and you'll feel where your knuckle bones press in. We want to try and get the palm of your hand stretched out as much as possible on the right and on the left. So setting yourself up really well with your hands. And if you have your hands spread out, quite often you might need to just sort of ease off a little, because we could go a little bit too much on that. So spread them out and then lift them up and let them come back to a more kind of neutral but still stretched out position. Toes tucked under. So pressing into the toes, stretching them out, spreading them out. Go easy if you need to here. And then lengthening the legs, stretching out. And adjust your posture. My hands are too close together now, so I'm going to move them out a little further away. And hips are up towards the ceiling, long in the backs of your legs. Make sure you have space in your shoulders, turning your elbows inwards and forwards. And let's have a little moment here, enjoying that inversion. Head and neck in downward dog, don't get involved at all. It's an opportunity to allow blood flow. So you want to make sure that your face is relaxed, your ears, your jaw, your chin, the back of your neck, around your ears, everything's soft, at ease. It's a very peaceful posture for your head and neck. Maybe not so much for shoulders and hips and your calves and your Achilles. They're having a lovely stretch, but head and neck completely at ease. And easing off there and allowing all those muscles to relax just helps that inversion, helps blood flow. That's what we're looking for here. And looking back between your feet, just having very little movements to make sure that you are centered, that your hips are aligned, your shoulders are. And that's quite a long time on shoulders. So let's look forward and come into our plank. We're still on shoulders, but it just changes, doesn't it? It just makes it a little easier. So we're going to come into a forearm plank. So bringing however you need to, you might have to take your hips down first, or you can bring yourself into your forearm plank. Bring your left fist in towards your right elbow. And you might know where we're going from here. Vashisthasana, we're coming into a side plank. So tilting yourself over, lifting your right hand up towards the ceiling. Keep your feet wide on the mat if you need to for balance. And this is I find this version much harder than the high arm planks. That's why we're doing it today. So make sure you're not sending your bottom out behind you, that you're all beautifully in line. And then bringing that right arm down and round just in front of the left arm and coming over to your Vashisthasana or your side plank on the other side. So right arm is down, left arm is up. Taking your feet wide if you need to for that nice stable base. If you're quite practiced at this, you might want to just stack. And if you want to add on, you might want to lift your left leg. And coming back, bringing the left forearm in front of the right. Staying up in a low plank. And then taking your knees to the mat, releasing your feet out and bringing your hips down. So we're up in the chest, taking your hands forward, keeping your elbows tucked in, bringing yourself into Sphinx. Make sure you have enough space on your mat. I seem to run out, so I shall move a little. So Sphinx, it's a very interesting posture. Maybe tucking your toes, move your hips, bring your body forwards. Lift your upper body so that your ribs are well away from the mat and you're long in the belly. Elbows are quite tucked in either side of your chest. Don't bring your elbows in front of your chest because we want to start drawing the elbows backwards. Shoulders are wide. Think about taking your shoulder blades down your back. Gaze is forward. Again, that lovely relaxed head, neck. Deep breathing. So we're going to make this a little bit more dynamic now. Start to draw your elbows back towards your hips. You might feel that your body is gently sliding forward a few millimeters. Send your sternum forwards. Keep that tension in your upper arms, in your shoulders, in your sternum, pulling forwards. Keep that pressure on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh. Bring yourself into Makara. So one arm stacked on top of the other and your forehead resting on your forearms. Sphinx is such an interesting posture because it looks like you're just sitting there like a sphinx, not moving, but there's so much going on. And we're going to ease out the lower back. We're not coming into Balasana, we're just going to come into a nice downward facing dog. So tuck toes under, bring your hands either side of your chest and peeling off, however works for you, bringing yourself into your down dog. Feel that nice big stretch across your lower back. And up into the mid back. Now we were just here and you took the time to set yourself up beautifully in a downward facing dog. So go ahead and do that again. It's almost like a little checklist around the body, just noticing what's happening, what's not happening, where you can add a little, where you can take away. Well done. So take a breath here. And then looking forward, we're going to come into upward facing dog. So let your feet slide away behind you. Bring your hips down, but not touching the mat. So we're hanging here. Toes are tucked under, shoulders are wide. You've given yourself a little space. I always have to adjust my arms out to the side a little to allow my chest to come forward between my arms. Now squeeze your glutes here. Check your hands. Are you dropping all your weight into your wrists? Can you engage your fingers a little? Shoulders very wide. Sternum lifted. Getting right into that mid back here. Squeeze your glutes. And then taking your knees down to the mat, pivoting back, coming into Balasana. One more time. So go to whichever version of Balasana just naturally comes to you. Don't overthink it. This one is just a complete relax and easing off on the lower back. Letting go of any tension in your neck and your head. Well done. And then looking forward to your hands. Little bit more onto the shoulders, I'm afraid. Hands are forward. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, back into that downward facing dog. And this time it should be very easy and quick to just get straight into the optimal positioning for you in your downward facing dog. And then we're walking the hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands, whatever feels like the way you'd like to do it. We're easing into our Uttanasana forward bend. And uncurling, rolling to come up, all the way up to standing. Well done. Come up to standing. Let's take the legs wide. Normally by this time we've been into Prasarita Padottanasana a couple of times. So hello, Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands on hips. Let's fold forward. Halfway. Just come halfway. Think about lifting your kneecaps, a little bit of a bend in the knee. Sending your sit bones out behind you. And here you might feel like you're really getting into that long inner thigh from knee to hips, knee to pelvis stretch. Especially if you can keep a little bit of a bend in the knee. And then let's come up, strengthen the legs to come all the way up to standing. Well done. So come to bringing your feet together. Take your weight into your left leg, and then we're going to bend the right knee and reach round and try and find that right foot. So if you need to, find a piece of furniture or something, or a wall even next to you that you can just hang on to or touch if you need it. And then we're looking at bringing the shoulders wide and even. So even though you're pulling into the right arm, we don't want that right shoulder to be dipping down. So shoulders level, and then working on bringing the right knee in line with the left. Strong into that left leg, not bending in the body. So knees are in line, got a lovely big stretch in the front of that right thigh. A nice firm hold the front of your right foot. If you need to, you can use a strap or a shawl or something around your foot and hold with your hand. But I think you all have enough flexibility in the front of that right leg. We're going to take the left arm up, straight up towards the ceiling. And we're doing a little bit of a tip here. So we're tipping the left hand forward and pivoting at the hips, taking that right knee out behind you, which will feel quite nice to start with because it's easing off. It doesn't have to be a big movement. We are just challenging that left hip. Keep your right hip in line with your left. Don't let it open up to the side. Gaze is towards the floor. That standing leg, a little bit of a bend in the knee. Lifting your right leg out behind you. Go as far as works for you. Steady, balance. If you come out, come back in. And then coming up to standing again. Really working that standing leg. Don't worry if you go out of line, if you wobble. Coming back into your original posture. Knees in line. And then release. Keep your leg up, the right leg's coming up, still not touching the ground. Hold on under your thigh, not on the shin. And then let's just lift that right leg and lower, lift and lower. Big stretch in the right knee, so let's give it a bit of a move, maybe a few circles. And then bringing that right leg down. Well done. That was a long, long time standing on the left leg. Jolly good. That's exactly what we wanted. Lots of distraction with the right. Kick the right leg out if you want to. Give it a little shake. And then we're coming over onto the other side. So right leg, nice and strong now. Think about that right hip being strong. Whole leg stacking up beautifully. All the muscles having that lovely interplay. The fascia holding everything together. Lovely and strong and flexible. Shoulders are wide. And then we're starting off with bending the left leg. So don't worry ever if you have to come out and come back in. Just do that. Try to watch out for that self-talk, being kind and gentle. Laugh, just find it funny. So knees are hopefully in line-ish. Big stretch through the front of that left thigh. So let's just enjoy that stretch for a moment. Sending your knee down. If you have issues with your knees, you're going to want to be a little gentle here, and you're not going to be pushing the knees quite so sharply in line. You'll be allowing the knee to come forwards. You'll be able to feel it, and you'll be able to judge for yourself where the right place is. Now, left shoulder is being pulled back, so right shoulder, pull it back too a little. Think about that engagement in both shoulder blades. Already got a nice little burn going in the front of that left thigh. I have. So let's take that right arm up even, reaching up. Squeeze your glutes, a little bit of engagement there, belly button in towards the spine. And then if it's right for you, that little gentle tip forwards. Strong in the right hip and right leg. A little bit of a bend there. Watching to make sure, all over. Watching to make sure that your hips don't go too far out of line. So you're not pivoting the left hip upwards. We'll all be feeling this in different places, depending on our body alignment, what muscles are strong, what exercise we regularly do or don't do, and our old injuries. Well done. And gently coming out again. So much muscle cooperation needs to happen in this asana, which is why it's quite an advanced one. Bringing that right arm down, bringing your left leg up, holding on under the thigh, and giving the left leg a little bit of movement there, maybe a little bit of circling, still balancing. And I don't know about you, but I was holding my breath there, so I need to breathe even more now to make up for it. So bringing that knee in and then releasing, kicking the left leg out. And I think we did the same thing on both sides, didn't we? Bringing yourself now into a nice wide leg pose. Allow your feet to turn out 3/4. So if you're standing in the middle of your mat, your toes will be pointing out towards the front corners of your mat, roughly. And then check what's going on with your hips. Bring your sit bones down, bring your hip bones up. So we're lengthening through the fronts of the thighs. And then we're going to be bending the left knee. A little bit of this extra stretch in the right thigh and right side of the groin. If you need to, you might want to take that stance a little wider here. Just a nice gentle lunge to the side, but looking forwards, and then come up to center, and then let's go to the other side. Not a big movement in the knee. We're not sending the knee out beyond the toes, really. And back to center. One more time to the left. Back to center. One more time to the right. So speeding things up a little. And then center. And then one more. Left. Last time to the center before coming back to finish in the middle and sending yourself forwards all the way this time. Let's bring this into our last lovely inversion. Sit bones up towards the ceiling, elbows coming down towards the ground. Breathing. Inhale and exhale. Deep and slow. In through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Make each breath feel like really wonderful. Big drink of water after feeling very thirsty. And uncurling at the same time, walking your feet in, coming up to standing in the middle of your mat. And we're going to come down to sitting. So let's come down via a squat. So nice and slow, slow squat. Well done. We're going to come down to lying on the to decide which way around you're going to be and whether you need anything warm or comfortable for your Shavasana, which is coming up. And coming down to sitting on the mat in Baddha Konasana. So we're coming down via Baddha Konasana. There we go. Well done. So again, maybe a little movement, and this time trying to draw the heels a little closer in towards body, knees closer to down towards the ground. Lift your sternum, give yourself length in the front of the body. It's quite easy when you're focusing in your knees and your legs and your groin and opening up sort of below the waist to find that you're caving your shoulders in and you're rounding your back and you're focusing in. Open up the rest of your body. So shoulders are open wide. Lengthen the front of your body, sternum lifted away from your pelvis. Little bit of a give yourself that nice space in the throat and neck and heart center. So there we are. Doing everything all at once. Well done. I'm remembering to breathe too. So a little bit of movement in the legs, or that sort of and backwards movement where you are just sending the knees away from you. And then we're going to have to turn sideways. We're going to come into Navasana. Appropriate for today because it's raining so much. I think we will need a boat later on. Coming into holding on under your thighs. So nice, comfortable position. Just holding maybe around your right wrist with your left hand or vice versa. Keeping your back long, keeping your shoulders wide. Chin lifted, lots of space in the heart center. Just a very easy, relaxed balance here. And then let's add on a little. Either stay here if you're loving being here, or raise your feet a little and bring your hands to the sides. Here, think about having length in the sides of your body, not just in your legs, but in your torso. Staying long. We're going to take the right leg down, extend the right leg, stay still everywhere else, bringing your right leg back, extending your left leg. Think about bringing your shoulder blades together, right leg coming down now as the left leg comes up. Remember to breathe. Strong in the neck, left leg coming down, and then bringing it back up. Bring your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your left knee, bringing your knees in close to you. And if it's safe for you to do so, rolling down to the floor, otherwise coming down to lying on the floor, however works for you. So nice with control, rounding your lower back if you are coming down. You're probably already there. Well done. And bring your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Well done. Feel that floor, that mat, that surface that you're on as much of your back as you possibly can. Rolling over to the right, rolling over to the left. Soften through your shoulders. Ease off in your hips. Well done. Allow yourself to completely ease and relax. Still holding gently onto your knees. Pressing your lower back into the mat. And then one final little squeeze. Bringing your head up to your knees, pulling your knees into your chest, making yourself into a tiny little ball. And then taking your feet flat to the floor, arms out to the sides. And bring your knees over to the right side. Watch out for that slidey shoulder. Sliding is good, lifting is not so much. Bring your left ear down towards the mat. You feel any little changes, any sensation in your hips, in your ribs, along your spine. Here we're easing and relaxing and letting go. Also noticing, also breathing. Bring your head back to center, bring your knees across, skimming, just skimming across all the way up to the other side, and then bringing your head over to the right. Well done. Noticing how it's different on this side, noticing how it's the same. Always in yoga, trying to find that strength with your right side and your left side being balanced, being even, so you can be centered, so you're not wonky and lopsided. I mean, we're all a little wonky and lopsided, but just trying to make sure that we don't keep going down that path. Coming back to center with your head, back to center with your knees. Draw your knees in one more time, squeezing in and then releasing, letting go, taking your feet up to the ceiling and then down to the ground, coming into Shavasana. So bringing yourself into Shavasana, give yourself some space, give yourself some room, close your eyes, lengthen your neck, stretch your feet out away from you, stretch your arms out away from you, pressing firmly into the back of your head, lifting your shoulders off and then laying them back down, soft and relaxed and completely at ease. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax your heels, relax your lower legs, relax your calves, relax your shins, relax your knees, relax the backs of your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your pelvis. So everything in your pelvis, your lower belly, across your lower back and down, the tops of your thighs and up. That whole space, that whole area, your glutes, all the little muscles connecting everything together, all your organs. Relax that whole space. Let it be peaceful and calm, at ease, at rest. And relax your belly. Relax the sides of your body. Relax your chest. Feel a sense of expansiveness and openness around your sternum, around your heart center, up into your throat. Relax your spine. Relax the whole of your back. Take your attention to your hands and relax your hands, your fingers, your palms, your wrists. Relax your forearms. Relax your elbows, softening, relaxing, feeling a sense of ease. Relax your upper arms. Relax the space under your arms. And relax your shoulders. Relax the back of your neck and your throat. And relax the whole of your face. Your jaw, your mouth, your nose, across your cheeks, around your eyes, backs of your eyes. Relax your eyebrows and your forehead. Relax your ears and the whole of your scalp. Feel that your head is completely supported, completely at rest, at ease. Calm and peaceful breath coming and going, filling you up with light and warmth and peace and calm and a quiet energy. Breathing in everything that you need for today, for this week, for the rest of your time. As you breathe out, a chance to let go. To let go of whatever it is that you no longer need to be carrying. Breathing in, filling up with light and warmth, and love and possibility. Breathing out, a sense of ease and calm, washing over you like gentle waves with every breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling softly. Feeling a little longer, a little stronger, a little more open, a little more calm, completely centered. Feeling in tune with yourself, in harmony. And keeping that feeling within you. Slowly and gently keeping your eyes closed, coming over to rest on your right side. Taking a deep breath in as you exhale when you're ready. Coming up to sitting. Still with your eyes closed, maintaining that space, that calm, that peace within. Bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a big inhale. As you exhale, dropping your forehead down. Chin to chest. Nice big length in the back of the neck again. Taking an inhale. On an exhale, opening your eyes. Blowing that breath just to the top of your fingertips. Feeling your hands against your heart center. Coming up. Bring your attention back to the space. And namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for joining you on the mat. Mind, body, and spirit in one lovely receptacle. And yes, I hope you have